Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Mountain Blade Warband. It's been quite some time since I played this, and I actually lost the audio, my commentary, so, the commentary is going to be post. I can't really help it, Audacity just crapped out. But anyway, back on topic. Apparently we got invited to a tournament in Yalen before. I don't quite remember that, but I guess... well, I got nothing better to do, so I guess we should go to Yalen and try and attend the tournament. Now, I think the tournaments are a little different in this mod, as opposed to vanilla, or however you want to go with that. Holy hell, Yalen's a very long way away. Means I gotta go across that bridge and go over a mountain and enter another country. Well, I'm sure I can get there without dying. That's the priority. As long as I get there without dying, we will be fine. Of course, it is a little bit more difficult to commentate. Actually, I guess it's not as bad to commentate. I was going to say it's a little bit more difficult to commentate when you already know what's going to happen and when it's going to happen, but... well, let's just say this was not one of my better showings. If you were watching this and expecting to watch... oh, you're like, oh, Barak, he's pretty good at games he plays. Or at least he's not... at least he's not terrible. Just throw that out right now. I'm not very good at Mountain Blade Warband. I'm terrible at this game. I like it, but I'm terrible. So, if you want to giggle at my expense, by all means do so. I'm not giving up. I'll give you nothing but cold steel. Now, the problem is, I have 3 troops against 20. And I had never heard of mountain bandits. For good reason. The mountain bandits are terrible. And I'll show you exactly why a little later. And this is one of those decisions that kind of leaves a bad taste in your mouth, but you know if you charge the enemy, you're probably going to get sold into slavery. So, I mean, yeah, you leave 2 soldiers behind to escape, or to stop the enemy giving you escape. So basically, just sacrifice them. Yeah, sure, sacrifice them. And you lose 20 morale. Not what you want to make a habit of, I have a feeling, but trying to fight 20 mountain bandits, and that was my mistake for even getting involved with them in the first place, and this was, again, not a very bright thing. I'm not used to Mountain Blade Warband where you gotta watch the world map at all times. I'm used to just saying, I want to go here, I'm there. And welcome to me not realizing I clicked the wrong button. I meant to hit charge the enemy twice over. But my stupidity knows no bounds at times, and I thought, change commander, that must be charge the enemy. That's a weird noise. What was that noise? Don't tell me that was this. I don't know what that was. I think that was the same noise I heard when my Audacity went out before, but yeah. This is going to be typical. If you're going to watch this whole series, you're going to see probably a lot of riding around, looking like a moron, just swinging wildly, flailing, because I'm trying to learn the best way not to die, which from what I understand is mobility, and obviously horses are kind of king of mobility in these ages. So, I'm also learning that it's not always easy to just ride around in a circle and just smack people, especially when you start getting into the more complex enemy groups, which I, again, will go into a little while later. The hardest part of this fight, I think, was me just going, where are they? I can't find them. Where the hell am I going? Where? Until I saw, oh yeah, there's some brown specks off in the distance. Right. There they are. And I shot in the wrong direction completely. You can tell I'm not quite used to how a bow works. Bows, I think, are usually quite difficult in Mountain Blade Warband. If any of the other Let's Plays I've ever tried to watch were telling. Mind you, this is my first file of Mountain Blade, so anyway, so I'm just basically imitating what I saw other people do. Not the most exciting thing in the world. But yeah, in this game, in combat, you have to pay attention to what the enemies are wielding. And we will get into that a little later with a good example as to why. Now, what I'm doing here is just killing everybody. Killing everybody while it's fun. And, you get a certain pride of saying, I slaughtered all those 20 people. Not really great for economics. I mean, you don't get any extra money for killing anybody as opposed to selling them into slavery if you just knock them out, or making your army bigger if you don't knock them out, but to be honest, I think I just forgot to equip the club now that I think about it. Pretty sure I had a club, just did not equip it. Yep, totally just forgot all about that. That is typical. Again, you'll get used to this if you watch my videos. I tend to forget stupid things. Now, I'm not sure if one-handed weapons are really the way to go while on horseback. My ultimate goal is to become a pseudo-knight, or something like that. I don't particularly like the not javelins, or what do you call those things that you joust with? What do you call those things? I don't really like those things so much, but I think that's what knights are supposed to use, so I guess I'll have to get used to it, you know, a little later. And I'm actually quite surprised how decent I was doing here. But no, that's another thing I've learned. These spearmen aren't really anything to fear. It's the bandits that are terrible, because the bandits, whether it's mountain bandits, forest bandits, I think forest bandits, specialize in archery, and I don't know what mountain bandits specialize in. I know they have horse killer weapons. I don't know what you call those things. It's are really, really long pieces of steel that they chop at the horse's legs with. They have those. I learned the hard way that they have those. And I didn't respect it. I didn't respect their authority. Oh yeah, I think this was around the time when I decided, I'm gonna name my horse Butternuts, or whatever that was from Half-Baked. Was it Butternuts or Buttercup? I still don't remember what the hell it was. It's the same color horse. That's what it shall be referred to from now on. Its name is Butternuts. Or Buttercup, depending on what you want to call it. Either will be acceptable, but... Am I done? I think they're all dead. Aren't they? I don't see anybody else. I don't hear anybody else yelling and, you know, going on, so No, I don't want to retreat. Oh yes, this was just one of those video game glitchy moments. Well, I don't know if it's glitchy, it was more so just delayed reaction. Oh, no, I remember what happened here. This was just my stupidity and my not noticing a damn thing. That's what this was. Battle 1. One ran away. Where he ran off to, I have no clue. I didn't even see him. Ah yes, trying to figure out which of these was actually better than what I have. Now, I still have not to this day found out when I'm going to end this series. I think I'm just basically going to go with when I when I can, you know, I don't want to say when I stop having fun. I doubt I'll stop having fun, but one of those, once I get to a point where you're not really getting much of anything done, it's more so just repetition. I think at that point I'll probably quit, but you know, I do want to get a fairly decent sized army before I go. It's just this is not going to be a 2-a-week thing. These episodes take forever to make because I usually edit these down from 2 hours of gameplay all the way down to wherever you're going to get here, and then double that for editing. So 1 a week at most. But now, back onto the game here. Just letting you guys know that, no, I'm not giving up on this series. I don't plan on giving up on this series. So, now that I'm injured at 80%, and I suppose I probably should upgrade this thing. I have no idea what either one of these things are. I know footmen are, I'm guessing, more like sword and shield, basic, generic, good. Whereas a skirmisher, I'm gonna guess, is more like a bowman. Oh, excuse me, something like a bowman or something like that. So, I think I probably could use the footman, because I need people to take the aggro, so to speak, while I'm running around like a jackass hitting people with a sword on a horse. Now, I would like eventually not to be on a horse, but I don't think I'll ever get to that point, because I would imagine going without a horse is a good way to just get yourself ran through in the middle of a... Oh, damn it. That's exactly the same thing I said, too. Exactly the same tone. It's like a universal thing. You run into these guys, it's like, oh, crap. But at least I have my silly hat, alright? And that thing is silly looking. It looks like a... Well, there's no sugarcoating, it looks like a nipple, but, you know, besides that. Now we can see our specks off in the distance, and this fight will be painful for some to watch. I've no doubt it will be hilarious to most of you, I imagine, those who are, say, veterans. But in my defense, I think I do pretty well here. You know, considering I'm wielding a stick. And I decide now, of all times, I think I want to show some mercy and not kill these guys. Mind you, they have crossbows. They have those horse-killing things that I told you about. Those big, huge... I don't know what they are, but... they might be called horse killers, I don't know. But yeah, respect those if you're on a horse. Just trust me on that. Not that thing, that's a pitchfork. The dude right there on the right, yeah. The one I'm going right towards right now. And goddamn lucky I didn't just run into that. Is that a pike? It might be a pike. But yeah, this is definitely a game where you gotta pay attention to what your enemies are using. If you just say, screw it, it's kind of like a strategy game. If you say, screw it, I'm gonna run into the anti-horse units on a horse. Yeah, like that. That's what happens. 56 extra damage. And the thing with this, I think in this game, if your horse gets damaged, it goes slower, which makes sense. It's annoying, but it makes sense. I mean, if your horse is damn near dead, it ain't gonna be running the, you know, going to the horse races anytime soon. So, there's that. And I still have 2 men, I have 1 man left. I was gonna say, I have 2 men left to help me, and the one got knocked out. But we're going to see a display of teamwork here. I will not let that man die, because he's the only one actually doing consistent damage until he runs out of arrows. Can you run out of arrows? I think you can run out of arrows. Yeah, I would imagine you could. This game's rather realistic. If you couldn't run out of arrows, then I would imagine that would be a little peculiar. I mean, as you can see, you hear all these, I almost want to say bullets, you hear all these arrows whizzing past me. And any one of those could hit my horse, kill it pretty much right now, and then I would be completely screwed. I can't fight 10 men over there with a stick and a little shield. Well, I'm sure somebody out there could. I'm not near skilled enough. I don't know if even like the most skilled Mountain Blade Warband player could pull that off, because due to the nature of the game, it's somewhat realistic. You can't just waltz in there as you please. But yeah, it's hard to come up with commentary for stuff like this. I mean, essentially, all I'm doing is just rambling on, and people seem to really like this series. It's just... something always seems to go wrong when I record this. But no, you're not going to kill that man. Not under my protective watch. There we go. You owe me, son. At least I get decent experience from these things. I don't know if 88 experience is a lot in the early game, but I think normally you get like, what, 55, 70? I don't know. It's a little more than usual. Of course, it doesn't help that I'm trying to beat people over the head with a stick, and my archer decides, you know, it'd be a good idea if I just walk right up to these melee people. And he actually did kill somebody. Good job, Bob. Good job for that, by the way. Did not expect, and he's dead. I was gonna say, did not expect you to actually get anything done up there. And he died. And now we're truly alone. Our horse is nearly dead. I'm half dead. And I think this is one of those situations where you either swallow your pride and retreat, or you become a slave to a bunch of men who probably will just use you to serve tea or coffee. So we're going to retreat. You lose some morale from retreating. I don't know why I gained 3 morale, come to think of it. Is that because I just knocked so many of them out? They're like, well, we gave as good as we got. I don't know. I think we actually gave more than we got, but... yeah. Like I said earlier, I am not a grandmaster of strategy. I'm probably going in the wrong place. I'm like going someplace I should never go. Like, you're probably supposed to just grind, build up your army, fighting looters, fighting whatever, and I'm just going around fighting mountain bandits. Probably no real reason I should ever do this, but... Alright, I thought that, I knocked some of those people out, I took prisoners, but apparently you have to actually win the fight to take the prisoners. lesson learned. And trying not to die, so we... Which I guess actually was a very dangerous thing camping right there, because I just didn't want to die by getting ambushed again, though it was my fault I got ambushed in the first place. It's a big world map, and I didn't see people coming right at me, but... halfway there, man. It's an adventure just getting there. I love adventures. So the whole goal here was to get to Yalen, get through the tournament, and hopefully make some money in the process. I don't know what that means. I still don't know what that means. I guess that's just like all the towns in the world and all the stuff they have on them. The thing I want to know is why does only one town have balance and assets and like none of the other ones? None of the other towns have assets. None of them. I don't know what that means. I'm sure it's probably something I should know, but I don't. Oh, I hate being new to games. That's why I don't do Let's Plays of games I never played before, because I don't like looking like a moron. I look like a moron now, I just don't like doing it. But if it entertains some people out there, I figure why not? I'm having fun, you're having fun apparently watching me be a moron, so let's all have fun. You get to giggle and think, oh, I'm so much better than this guy. You probably are, because, well, while I haven't died yet, or been sold off into slavery yet, I would not put that past. Would not put that past me. Is he alluding to the second video? Is he getting sold to a slaver? Did he die in combat? Or not die, did he go down in combat? Well, if I told you that now, you wouldn't have very much reason to watch the second episode, now would you? And now people are going to go on conspiracy theories that I die, and then I go in slavery. Yeah. Anyway, I needed more agility, because I do want to eventually up my... oh crap, what was that? Shield, I think. Shield needs agility. Now, for this next thing, I kept wanting to go, well, I could use that. Oh, that's a party skill. Oh, that's a party skill. I don't really want a whole lot of party skills. I mean, I want people to have party skills, but I don't want to have all of them. You know, I just think I should probably have more like personal skills, which only I can have, which seems rather, you know, like good to have, because anybody can have any of the party skills. And like I said before, I do want to use pole arms, but right now I'm very comfortable with one-handed weapons. They're not as good a range, but they're easier to hit with for me. I don't know if they are, period, but they are for me. I can't hardly hit the broadside of a barn with a lance. It's a lance, wasn't it? A blunted lance. Yeah, I think it's a lance. And we're gonna need all the volunteers we can get. Because I'm new, I need bodies to throw in the grinder. That's what the battles are. They're a grinder. And I'm not a very good butcher. Well, on the one hand, Callos has butchered many people, but you get the metaphor I'm going for here, hopefully. And what do you know, we're gonna get to Yalen without dying. Yeah. So, I guess we're gonna be going into the tournament and see how well I do this.